Okay. So, are you totally gorked out now? Gone? No, maybe it would be good to just take a minute or two, just to get your energy up, to just turn to somebody sitting next to you or behind you and just talk about what you experienced or did not experience. If this was impactful or left you cold or whatever. And that'll bring you back. Welcome back. Any questions or comments? Yes, back there.
You talked about increased cortisol levels and increasing immune response.
Yes.
I was just wondering if you could speak about the duration of that, or like a prescription.
Yes, great. Thank you for that. It's brief. I mean, one of the reasons why I like to encourage people to do this anchoring thing is because it probably lasts an average of a half an hour to a couple hours. Probably closer to the half hour, 45 minutes. Some people get 2 hours out of it, but it's brief. But if you did it all day long, if in fact, every time the phone rang, you took that as your meditation bell and you did your imagery in your head, or even the anchoring device, that would beef it up again. So it's that's a great question. Yes.
This one that we just did, what's it called? Is it in here?
Oh yeah, it's relaxation and wellness. Actually, we got such good responses from people from this imagery that we started putting it in a lot of things that were about other things. So for instance, I think it's on the it's on some cardiac imagery, it's on some alcohol and drug recovery imagery. It's also on the imagery for yucky medical procedures. It's slightly adapted, but it's very similar. So there's something like it on the cancer one, but not quite. Yeah. I mean, most of the imagery, we try to go for heart-opening imagery. That is going to be good for your immune system. It's going to be good for stress. So you kind of can't go wrong unless you don't like feeling too much ooey gooey stuff, which is true for some people. Yes?
Could you ever get to the point with this where you're in a perpetual state of bliss just by going like this, no matter where you are, and it's just...
That's a great, did you hear the question, do you ever get so that you're in a perpetual state of bliss? Wherever you are, probably not. Probably not. But it's funny, there was a whole group of people who were trained to do a certain kind of hypnosis, where as an indicator that you were getting into this altered state, your arm went up like this, and it is so funny because people who haven't done this in decades, if they start getting into an altered state, it's like, there it goes. It's great. So I think you can encourage this to happen a lot, but all the time, I don't think you could live on this earth and be in...
A lot is good enough.
A lot is good, yes. Very well, point taken. A lot is good. Yes?
I think maybe she may have meant also not just constant, but do you ever get so good at it that you put your hand on your heart and...
Bam. Yes, absolutely. And in fact, it's easier than most people think. Yes, I mean, I think if most people doing this a couple times a day for 3 weeks, you can get there. And it doesn't matter how anxious you are. In fact, we had a surgery study that showed that the more anxious people were pre-surgery, the better they responded to the imagery. So it doesn't even mean that if you're so anxious, you couldn't possibly get there. The opposite. Yes?
When I use guided imagery, I often get vivid dreams. Why would that be? I mean, it's just like all night long I'm dreaming, and for every night when I do that. I don't know.
Well, it's the same, you know, a dream is just the ultimate guided imagery experience. I mean, that's sort of what we're doing with this daydreaming. So it might just sort of activate that part of your brain, which is having a very good time with this. But it's the same department. It's the same chunk of brain, only more so with dreams. And people would, yeah, anyway, I won't go more into that. Let's do the immune system. Oh, yes.
I'm trying to ask this as a general question, but it's actually my personal experience. So if you listen to these tapes before chemotherapy, which many people are here because of,
Yes.
and you're, violently ill after that, how do you dissociate that little Pavlov feeling? I heard that tape, which I've heard before, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, there's that harp.
And
Yeah.
obviously it's working to try to help you, but when you think those things, how do you get people to break that?
Absolutely. That happens a lot. In fact, you would need to really step away and probably use another kind of imagery. I would go for, I would use Emmett Miller's imagery, a male voice with also immune system imagery in it, but completely different because you've conditioned yourself. Absolutely. Some people hear my voicemail and want to throw up. But, that happens a lot. So you'd want to switch completely, get away from it completely. There are lots of great guided imagery audio CDs that you can use that won't be the same as that one. And I can make some suggestions afterwards if you want.